Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the top 7 rock cuts of this week. So here's a look at the rocks that we're going to be checking out. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks for subscribing. And if you're new, please subscribe so you can check out all the cool rocks coming up in the future and quite a few from the past as well. All right, let's check these out because we've got some cool ones. All right, let's check out this one. So from the outside, I could tell that this one was going to be cool just because it had such a variety of colors and patterns on it. So you can see we've got some yellow, we've got red and white banding, we've got some eyes that are actually kind of apparent underneath some of the black there where the rock's been tumbled over time. You can see on this side some of the kind of Wonderstone style pattern showing through quite well. So let's take a look at the inside, and that is amazing. So this actually turned out quite prettier than I thought it was going to be. So the color is almost exactly the same as it is on the outside. We have the yellows, the deep reds to the light pinks and the whites in there as well, and a lot of nice banding. There are also some really cool eyes going on this one. In this half, you can see some of them down there on the bottom left. We'll take a little bit of a closer look, but just really, really pretty. You can see a little bit more of this piece, but this one was a little bit larger than I normally cut and was pretty difficult to cut, but very, very pretty. Okay, let's check out this rock. So this one jumped out to me because of its lack of any color or banding. And most of the rocks where I'm at have at least some kind of color on them, and they're not usually like this. So I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So let's check it out. Wow. Okay, that is not at all what I expected that to look like. That is gorgeous. So this really reminds me of a dragon fruit, which is why I called it a dragon fruit rock. That is not an official name, but this is just gorgeous. I've not seen one that looks like this. I believe that this is a type of dendritic agate. It looks like an agate material here. It is somewhat transparent. I can shine a light through it and it lights up, but just gorgeous. I really didn't expect that this was going to be an agate material on the inside, especially not with such unique and uniform inclusions, but just a really, really cool one. All right, let's take a look at this one. So you can see from the outside, we have a little bit of a desert patina on it with kind of the dusty yellow there, but some really nice pink showing through there on this side where the rock was fractured. And you can see some patterns kind of visible on this side with some banding around the perimeter, and then the pink that's showing through right there on this part is also really nice, and some cool patterns are visible there as well. So let's take a look on the inside, and that is really, really pretty. So that has much more of a pattern going on than was apparent from the outside. So this is a nice banded Wonderstone. We've got the light yellows and whites and pinks going on, and some nice banding, as well as some interesting patterns. That little kind of S-shaped one looks almost like a snake on this side, and on this half they look kind of like a bird's head there and on the upper one, at least to me. But really pretty. These should take a nice polish and shine. All right, let's take a look at this one. So right off the bat, you can tell it's different. We've got the green color quite strong throughout the rock, as well as we can see some red that's kind of showing through, and some interesting material there on the side, but it was the color and the quality of the rock that drew me to it. So let's take a look at the inside, and that is really pretty. So this kind of reminds me of that Nebula Rhyolite that I showed a couple weeks ago, but a really cool greenish blue color here. There's some inclusions going on in this as well. And there's actually a little bit of pattern going on in the green and the blue with kind of the yellow and the red that have probably seeped in over time, I would guess, in those cracks. But this is really pretty. This one, more than the Nebula one before, looks almost like a green crystal, but just very, very pretty. Okay, so this rock is a smaller piece off of a much bigger piece off of an even bigger piece. So I've done a video about a 10-pound piece of rough, and this is from that. So this is my first attempt of trying to cut some little slabs. But as you can see, this pattern showing through here was really pretty, so I hoped it carried through to the inside. Everything else from this rock has been pretty gorgeous, so here's hoping. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, this is just a classic Lahontan Jasper. Gorgeous deep reds in the veins over the white, and this has some brown and red banding going on as well. And the pattern carries through on both sides. Just really pretty. So here's a look at a couple of the other pieces. I've never cut slabs before, so I wasn't trying to do any size in particular. And again, this is with the tile saw, not with a lapidary saw. So it was fun to try, and it was cool to see the different patterns. Here's one of the end cuts, but just really gorgeous Lahontan Jasper. This kind of rock was one of the first ones that got me into rock hounding. I saw some of this and really wanted to try to find it. All right, let's check out this rock. So this one, except for the color, I would almost call a potato rock, but those ones are usually the reddish ones. I guess this could be a Yukon gold. But anyhow, I thought this one looked pretty cool from the outside, given that it had kind of a different color palette going on, and it was clear that it had been tumbled for a bit. So let's check out the inside, and that is really nice. So this is a brecciated rhyolite. I'd call it a golden rhyolite. It's really pretty here on the inside. You can see we've got a range of patterns and colors going on, from really dark browns all the way to white and yellows in between there. And here's a bit of a closer look at one of the sides, but some really pretty patterns. And here's a look at the other side. And there's even some banding going around around the perimeter there on the left hand, and a little bit on the bottom side here. Let's take a little bit of a closer look. A couple of those small veins are actually filled in with quartz, it looks like, which is kind of interesting. All right, and last but certainly not least, let's check out this one. So this one obviously looked like a crystal from the outside, and with the banding, it looks like it's probably a banded agate, but wanted to see what it looked like on the inside, and that is really nice. So we have kind of a few different materials in here, ranging from not translucent down there at the bottom with the white bands, and then there's actually a little crystal layer in between the bands, like of druzy, or that's what it looks like, and then some inclusions there on the top part of the rock. Very cool. But thanks for checking all these out, and if you made it this far, please give the video a like, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Let me know your favorites down in the comments.